Episode 61, A New Beginning. Hey guys, it's David here, and I want to welcome you to Season 4 of 2x4Hardcore. This season is going to be audio only. There's not going to be any gameplay, as most of you guys know. Instead, I'm just going to have more series on my channel with gameplay. So if you don't like the audio, then you don't have to watch this series anymore. But you can watch all the other series that I'm going to be having throughout the next few months. So on this episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Season 4 to start off and the schedule and everything. And then I'm going to be talking about my need for guest stars and how you can sign up for that. And I'm going to talk about Ordering Chaos and post-Mendels Rising update discussion, just talking about some of the things that have changed since then. After that, I'm going to be talking about Modern Combat 4 and Vice City and what's been going on with those. Not much has changed, but I'll talk about that in a bit. And then at the end, I'll have the question of the week. So there's no guest stars on this episode today. I was going to have one, but that was delayed, so he's going to be on next week. And I actually will probably have 2 guest stars next week, so you guys can look forward to that. So let's just get right into it. I'm just going to go over Season 4 a little bit. So basically, there are going to be 2 or 3 episodes a month, and it depends on odd or even months. So this is an odd month, and there will be 2 episodes, and on even months, starting in February, it'll be 3 episodes. This month, episodes will be released on the 15th and 30th. The next month, it'll be the 10th, 20th, and 30th. And basically, this season is just going to be a lot more discussion about the games and iOS itself and how these games are developing the mobile gaming world. And it's going to include a lot of Ordering Chaos discussion with guest stars and myself, and also about other games that, I don't usually talk about because I feel like those deserve some time too. And also this season is going to have special segments like Tea Time with David and Wimp is coming back. In fact, it's coming back on episode 62 for starters. And there's also a lot of segments that I don't know about yet. You guys can look forward to all of that, but this month it's basically just going to be talking about games that came out last month and reflecting on Mendels Rising updates still, like what's changed each week and stuff like that. So that's basically the schedule. I don't really have a schedule for anything else yet, except I know a few games are coming out within the next few months, which are Real Racing 3 is supposed to come out in February, Infinity Blade Dungeons should be out before the summer, and Nova 4 should be out before the summer. So those are the 3 games that I know about that I'll be talking about, as well as the other games on this show that have already been talked about and I'm showing gameplay of continuously. Alright, so I just wanted to quickly tell you guys how you can sign up to guest star on Season 4. I need more guest stars this season, and I don't want to keep using the same ones like every single episode, so I need a variety of people. So if you want to sign up for guest starring, you can contact me in 3 different places. And before I tell you that, I want to tell you what you should say. So basically just say when you are available, like what time of the day, what day of the week, what segment you want to guest star in, and just like any other information you have, and also your Skype name. That's the number 1 thing that I need, so I can add you on Skype. And the 3 places you can contact me are to mail Elf My Life or Mend My Bow in Ordering Chaos with your Skype name and everything else. You can also email me at 2by4hardcore@gmail.com, all spelled out. And the 3rd place you can contact me is on YouTube. Just send me a private message and I'll try to reply as soon as I can. And I'll make a list of all the people who wanted to guest star. One more thing that I wanted to say is that Season 4 is going to go on until August 30th. And by that point, I will most likely be in college. So I'm not sure what's going to happen after that, as I've said, and I'm not going to tell you guys because I don't know yet. Hopefully there will be a Season 5, but if not, I guess we'll just see what happens. Alright, so now it's time to get into the Ordering Chaos Mendels Rising post-update discussion. There have been a few patches in the last month since the update came out, which I think was on December 19th. And the patches basically added more mounts, and that's pretty much it. Like, all they've added is epic mounts. I did get an epic deer mount on my monk, and that was the Swamp Glimmermoor Rangers stag, and it's really awesome. You guys have probably seen it in one of my videos already. It's perfect because I'm an elf, so I wouldn't have to spend 99 runes to equip that. And each week since then, they've been adding more stuff. Like, they added Epic Lion, more chinchillas. I'm not sure if it was an Epic Chinchilla. And then a 300 rune horse mount. And this horse mount looks really cool. It's epic and everything. But it's fucking ripoff. Like, 300 runes to buy this. And then there's some sort of thing that drops in the first boss, I believe, in EHL. And I think you upgrade it even more to, like, epic, I don't know. But you have to spend 300 runes, and then you have to get this thing from EHL to make it even better, I guess. It's really stupid. I think that it should not be 300 runes. Game Off's just trying to rip us off again. And also, they've had rune sales in the last month. Like, they usually have a rune sale right before something else comes out. Like, they had a rune sale before there was the epic deer mount, so I would have bought, like, one of the mount traps probably to get that. I did end up getting it because my friend Spirit, who's been on the show before, helped me to get it. Actually, 2 different ones dropped, and he was leveling his Mendel, and he said he was in Swamp, and he said to switch to my monk, so I switched. It was actually near that one area where Jeremy made that mount hunting video, and there was one that spawned there, and I used a few bond stones, and then he used one, and he got it. And I was able to pick it up. And then a second one spawned directly after that, so I got my other friend to get it because Spirit is a Mendel, so he wouldn't be able to equip that, and I don't think he has any elf characters. So I got my friend to catch that mount, and I got it for him, so yeah, that was fun. But yeah, mount hunting has definitely been one of the biggest things that's been going on last month. And world boss hunting has now declined. People aren't really doing that anymore because Game Off fixed the team glitch, and this has been a glitch that has been available since April 2011, and they finally fixed it where monks can't heal an entire group, and you can't invite people and kick them out and invite more people, and then you're all part of the same group and you get to roll on the loot. Only 4 people get to roll on loot now, and you don't get all those crazy monk heals. So people are still doing world bosses, but just not as much. I remember, like, every day people would just camp for world bosses, waiting for them to spawn, and when they weren't spawning, they would just go try to get a mount there, because usually mounts spawn there too. So yeah, I mean, it's good that Game Off patched that glitch, but when they patch a glitch that they have had for over a year and a half, and, you know, they finally patch it when it's needed most, that's kind of lame. I think if they wanted to do that, they should have just removed world bosses, which is what a lot of people have said. Like, it's just kind of unfair to all of us who, you know, really didn't get lava weapons for our alts. So for those of you who got lava weapons during the world boss event before the glitch was fixed, congrats, and I wish that I had gotten it on my other characters. Although I did almost get the lava shield on my tank, not tank, battle warrior, 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 6, I don't even know. And so I was in EHL and we killed Natcher. The lava shield was in the chest and no one on the team needed it. So they said I could switch to my tank. So I switched to him, and as soon as I logged on, they invited me in. And then they said that someone else from the guild needed it. So I let him have it. So I almost had the lava shield and the new epic one-hander that I got recently that I told you guys about. So I could have become a tank, but, you know, I don't usually play that character that much, so I think it was more fair that someone who was farming for it for ages and then finally had the chance to get it deserved it more. I've been leveling up my Mendel Archer a lot because, I mean, I'm probably not going to gear him too much. I'm just going to gear him a little bit for the Life of Mendel series, but I think a level cap is coming soon, so if you guys have just level 60 Mendels, I would recommend not trying to get all the gear right now. I just recommend just waiting for the level cap, because that's pretty much inevitable now with that new continent, and I think it's really coming soon. So I'm probably not going to gear up my Mendel too much. I might do some RKL. I might try some EHL if I can, but, you know, that would probably fuck up my team, so I might not do that. One thing I did want to talk about was rune hacking, and that's something that's been going on a lot. Gameloft did patch it, but a lot of people didn't know exactly what it was, so I'll talk about that real quick. So this is information from one of my friends. Step 1, make sure your Android device is rooted. Visit some Android site called Freedom and follow instructions to install. And then step 3, make sure you have purchased the legit version of Order in Chaos, so you wouldn't be able to get the jailbroken version to be able to do this. 4, launch Freedom 5, which is what it's called. Step 5, a list of apps should appear at Freedom. This is because Freedom is an application launcher. Step 6, select Order in Chaos. Step 7, log in, purchase runes. When purchasing, make sure it says free store and payment method, not Visa, CC, or you will be paying full money. Step 8, log into iOS, see if runes are present on iOS, and then make sure you have Lucky Patcher. So that's basically all the steps that you would have taken to be able to get the rune hack. And a lot of Mendels used this, like they had the cracked Android device and they used Freedom or whatever. And then they were able to get like 50,000 runes in like the blink of an eye. They just bought the 950 rune thing. But what my friend did tell me is that if you had over 25,000 runes, like if you had 25,001 rune, you'd get banned. So you could have 24,000, you wouldn't get banned immediately. But as you guys know, eventually everyone did get banned who used the rune hack. And they got banned until like 2019, 6 years. So I don't want to be mean, but I think that the rune hackers definitely deserve that. Anyone who wants to undermine all the success and all the work that we've had over the past year and a half to gear up our characters just to, you know, get an advantage and get full T2, 6 out of 6, and all the best gear in the game, it's just not fair. So I think they got what they deserved, and if they want to still play this game, you know, just level up another Mendel or something, but this time you're actually going to have to work for it. So that's basically all I can think about of the developments for the past month in Order in Chaos. You know, nothing's really changed. We still have the holiday update, as you guys know, and it's unclear at this moment when that will disappear and if the capturable mounts will disappear as well. And this is what a lot of people have said, that the epic mounts will disappear, but the other regular capturable mounts will keep appearing, so people will still be able to get a mount and not have to pay 999 gold, and I think that's a good idea. Next episode, I'll have more of an in-depth discussion with a guest star about Order in Chaos and post-Mendel update even more. Talking about probably legendary items and more epic mounts and anything else that's changed since now. Now I'm going to talk about Modern Combat 4 real quick. So this is basically like the only discussion I can think about to have about Modern Combat 4. Unless I have a guest star who wants to talk about Modern Combat 4 in a future episode, I'd be glad to do that, but this is probably the only time I'm going to talk about it on this show besides the gameplay that I'm going to have in Capture the Flag. I have not been leveling in Modern Combat 4 a lot. Like, you know, I suck at that game, to be honest, to be blunt. My KDR is like 1 point something, and I haven't been leveling up. I haven't really been getting the weapons, but I did want to talk about just how I think it compares to all the other Modern Combats. I'm going to start talking about that by my experience with the first game, which a lot of people probably haven't played. And that came out like very shortly after I got my original iPod Touch 2G, and that was an extremely fun game. And it had a few updates, and eventually it had multiplayer, and the multiplayer was terrible. It was just bad, but it was like the only shooter game on iOS with multiplayer. So that was fun for a while until Eliminate Pro came out, and that was a freemium game, but that was extremely fun. Eliminate, oh god. Just thinking about that just makes me want to jizz. And also another game that came out soon after that was Archetype. That was around the Modern Combat 2 time though. And Archetype, if you guys don't know what it is, you can go to the App Store and get it. I think it's pretty cheap. But that game is extremely fun. There's only a few maps, but you can run really fast, and you can use like axes and all these different sorts of guns. It's an extremely fun game. I was addicted to that for like the whole summer when it came out. I was playing that like every day. That was before Order in Chaos, of course. Modern Combat 2 was pretty freaking awesome. I remember playing that a lot while watching TV, and I don't know why I just told you that. Like, I was playing it while I was watching. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But the multiplayer was extremely addictive, and the storyline is actually pretty fun. I think I actually beat the storyline on the first 2 games, and then Modern Combat 3, Modern Combat 4, I've only not played the storyline too much. Actually, I think I did beat it on Modern Combat 3. That was pretty fun. But Modern Combat 4, I have not even played the storyline yet. So, MC3, extremely good graphics, and it had like so many more features and so many more maps and just a lot of shit. And then Modern Combat 4 just improved on all of that. Like, everything is so much easier to do. The graphics are amazing, as you guys have seen from my gameplay videos. It's really fun to knife people. It's really fun to upgrade your weapons, and I love the system where you don't have to level up to be able to get like the items. You just have to get credits, which you get from just playing or buying from the game off shop. But if you buy from the game off shop, you're a piece of shit. And also, it's really easy to get the throwing knife. Like in Modern Combat 3, it was really hard to get the throwing knife. Like, you can customize everything so much more, and that's what I really like about it. I don't know what they're gonna do in Modern Combat 5 because I don't know. I don't play a lot of FPSs, so I don't know what else they could do. I feel like FPSs, like, they just improve on little things and then like they make it seem big. So I don't know what else they could do. I'm not a FPS expert. But definitely, I think that Modern Combat 4 is the best one in this series so far. It's extremely fun. I honestly like the Nova series better just because like I like the sci-fi aspect of things, and I was always addicted to Nova. Like, I was playing it with my friends a lot, and I made a clan, MKS, multi-kill streakers. That was fun. But yeah, I just don't see like making a clan in Modern Combat 4, probably because I'm not good enough. But Modern Combat 4 is definitely a good preview for how Nova 4 will look, and I'm really looking forward to that because I think that one is going to be pretty awesome. I know nothing about it though. What Gameloft is doing with both the Modern Combat and the Nova series is really good. They're advancing the platform of iOS, and they're making it more like a console quality game, taking elements from other console quality games to make them better, which I think is good. It's just not really a game that I enjoyed too much, mostly because like it's not the fault of Gameloft, it's just the fault of my own, where it's just not a game that I particularly find addictive anymore. For what it's worth, I think that Modern Combat 4 is definitely amazing, and if you guys don't have this already, you should definitely get it. That's basically all I can really say about Modern Combat. Hopefully, like, in the future, I could have a guest star talk about this with me, like, what else the game needs and what the future needs for the Modern Combat and Nova series, but that's all I really have to say about that. So now I'm just going to quickly talk about Vice City. And if you guys don't know, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the port is now on iOS. And this game is a huge improvement over GTA 3, which I played in Season 1 of 2x4Hardcore when this series first came out. And it's a huge improvement. The graphics are so good. There's so much more fluid movement. Cars look more awesome. The lighting is really good. Just everything about this game is pretty freaking awesome. I actually did find drug dealing and some of the missions in GTA Chinatown Wars, which was like top-down GTA, pretty enjoyable. This game doesn't really have that. It's more just like missions and getting money, and it's a lot like GTA 3. It's not really like Chinatown Wars. So I think what Rockstar needs to do is to come out with Chinatown Wars where it's like first person, or like GTA is now, GTA 3 and GTA Vice City, because Chinatown Wars was definitely really fun. I haven't really run into any like opportunities to drug deal in Vice City, which is a really fun aspect of the game because it shows like economics and shit. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing this game probably throughout February because it's a really fun game, and this is the kind of game I enjoy more than Modern Combat 4 because like you don't really have to compete with other people. It's a single player game, and Order in Chaos was never really single player except when you're leveling up, I guess, but once you hit 60, like, it's not a single player game anymore. So I think that this is one of the best single player games on iOS right now. There's also like Raven Sword and other games that just recently came out. But I think that Vice City is definitely a very good option for people who are looking for just a single player type of experience. And if you're kind of bored of Order in Chaos, or you're just waiting for like the level cap because you don't want to upgrade your epics or anything, then I recommend this game for a single player alone. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about games that came out a month ago that I'm finally talking about now. Because, you know, when I do the gameplays, I don't really talk about the games themselves. I mostly just like do funny commentaries or whatever. So I just want to just talk about those Modern Combat 4 and GTA Vice City on this podcast at least once. So that's basically it for this episode. This turned out longer than I thought it would be. So I'm just going to quickly say the question of the week. So, what Ordering Chaos discussions do you want to hear on Season 4 in the future? So just leave that in the comments below, and hopefully I'll get some good suggestions from you guys, and hopefully I can have some of those discussions with guest stars once you guys sign up. So once again, I just want to encourage you guys to sign up for guest starring. I really need some good guest stars for Ordering Chaos and possibly Modern Combat 4 and all of these games that are coming out very soon. So that's it for this first episode of Season 4. I hope you guys like this format. You can see like the pictures for each segment. I don't really know what else to do yet with the actual visual stuff, so this is mostly going to be audio. And actually, you can look this up on iTunes. I have like the last 10 episodes of this whole ongoing series on iTunes, so that might be a better way for you guys to listen to this if you don't like watch YouTube videos, just listen. But I am rambling on way too much, so thanks guys for watching this whole episode if you did not fall asleep. And next week, it'll hopefully be more enjoyable because I'll have guest stars, but that's basically it. So thanks guys for listening / watching, and I will see you guys next time.